Coming up, Governor Gov Bevin says Kentuckians should be paying more at the pump for one reason. And the countdown to the 4th of July is on, and officials with local emergency services want to remind people how to stay safe during the festivities. Plus, a new law in Virginia protects those who cannot speak for themselves, taking aim at animal abuse in the state.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 5:30 on Tuesday, July the 2nd. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Well, yesterday was a pretty day if you didn't take the heat into consideration. Today, starting off that way, ending like we know it oh so well. Soggy. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning. And yes, I do think we'll see those chances for scattered showers and storms to increase as we get into the heat of the day today. We're going to see more of those. Been dry the last couple of days. Let's take a look, see what's going on this morning up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain there, US 119. Not too bad this morning, but there is some patchy dense fog. So again, be careful out there. Give yourself some time. Use those low beams, especially in areas where you're seeing that. Muggy and mild. Close to 70, pretty much everywhere above 70. In some locations, we go across the state. Paducah 74, Bowling Green also at 74, 76 in Louisville right now. I got to get over to the Tri-Cities in Charleston to get into the 60s. Day planner, well, you see the temperatures are going to climb quickly as conditions get worse, I guess is the best way to put it, with those scattered chances for showers and storms coming up later today. The rest of the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. In Wayne County, the Conley Bottom Marina is preparing for another busy holiday weekend. Just days before Memorial Day, a fire left the marina with heavy damage. Since then, they have replaced the gas island and have been working out of a temporary office to keep operating. And as Chelsea Jones reports, Conley Bottom is continuing to rebuild heading into the 4th of July.
We are just so thankful and so blessed to have the customers that we have that are so loyal.
The Conley Bottom Resort is in full swing after a fire destroyed a part of it just days before Memorial Day.
Well, I was very nervous because I've got a boat right over there on the neighboring pier, and I was worried it was burning up, but if it wasn't for the fast work, it would have been a lot worse than what it was.
Fortunately, there were no injuries, but there's still a lot of damage. All this rubble you see behind me used to be a store and a cafe. As soon as the flames were out, employees got straight to work.
We started out with a prayer with our crew and started making plans.
They say there really was no other choice. The summer is their busiest time of the year. They reopened a day after the fire and are preparing for 4th of July.
There are several marinas to choose from, but we always usually come to Conley. And it's a little sad that I don't have a gift shop to go to or a restaurant, but it's fine. We're doing good, and we're still going to have a good time.
Many people are already settling in, getting ready to celebrate the weekend.
I'm looking forward to next year. I can't wait to see how much better it'll be when they get it built back.
In Wayne County, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
Now, workers say they will start repairs in the fall during the low peak season. Well, the countdown to the 4th of July is on, and the Prestonsburg Fire Department is preparing their biggest fireworks show. They prepare for almost 2 weeks. Each year, they do a training course to prepare them for the 4th. Fire Chief Mike Brown said safety is always their top priority.
About every 3 years, we make it mandatory that we go back and see if there are any updates or any changes in the manufacturing of the shells or anything that may have changed.
Brown says safety is also important for people setting off fireworks themselves. He wants people to make sure they always have gloves and safety glasses on and make sure a garden hose is nearby. Well, are you thinking of hitting the road for the 4th of July holiday? Well, you might want to get a head start to beat that traffic. A record-breaking number of Americans will be traveling this Independence Day, nearly 2 million more than last year. Karina Kefu has more in today's Consumer Watch.
Barbecues, fireworks, parades, and traffic. For Americans across the country, this 4th of July is likely to be filled with summer fun and potentially some headaches as a record-breaking number of Independence Day revelers get away for the holiday.
It's going to be busy. We are projecting that 49 million Americans will be traveling more than 50 miles away from home this year. That's about a 4% increase from what we saw in 2018.
According According to AAA, a 10-cent decrease in gas prices over last year, coupled with a strong economy, are likely behind much of the increase.
See, unemployment is low. Americans have additional disposable income, so they're taking that additional money and putting it towards a trip with friends and family this year.
A record 41.4 million drivers are planning on road tripping this year, but all those extra cars on the road will likely lead to extra delays, as long as 4 times the average commute in larger metro areas.
Best bet if you want to avoid congestion, try to leave early in the morning, or if your schedule allows, try to actually leave on the day of the holiday.
And to avoid travel troubles on the road, have your car inspected before getting out the door. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kafa.
Now, Governor Matt Bevin says Kentuckians should be paying more at the pump. In a wide-ranging interview, the governor told WKYT's Bill Bryan about the need for many road improvements around the state. He asked Governor Bevin if he supports an increase in the gas tax.
The only way we can have control at the state level is with a variable excise tax on fuel at the pump. It is going to have to go up. Nobody likes the idea of it, including myself. No one wants to pay more than we need to, but we have to pay for the things we use.
Now, this could be a topic of discussion in the governor's race this year. Governor Bevin is being challenged by Attorney General Andy Beshear. Now, expect to pay more for gas this holiday weekend. AAA estimates 49 million Americans will be on the roads. That's about 4% more than last year. That increase comes despite a slight increase in gas prices.
Crude oil prices for June were higher than anticipated, and we tend to see that price carry over into increases at the pump. So we're keeping an eye on that, and just summer travel demand tends to make the prices go up.
The average statewide is about $2.57 a gallon. That is lower than the national average of $2.71 a gallon. And about 8 cents cheaper than around Memorial Day. We have mapped out what you can expect here in eastern Kentucky. You will notice east of I-75, gas is higher than the rest of our region. You will find the lowest average in the state in Bell County, where gas is about $2.30 a gallon. Well, a 2-year-old girl fell into a pool over the weekend where her mom found her floating unresponsive. Claire Caserta's mom, Annalise, is sharing her story of survival in the hopes of keeping other children safe this summer. Annalise jumped in to save her daughter from the water, praying and giving her daughter CPR until help got there and saved little Claire's life.
She normally doesn't like the water that well, so I thought she was going over to the playground, and I was blowing up her water wings, and then just like a minute, I thought I better just get up and check on her. And during that time, when I went to find her, to look for her, she was just kind of floating at the top of the water in the deep end of that pool.
Annalise says she credits the show The Office and a scene about CPR training with the song Staying Alive for helping her remember the proper beat to perform compressions. However, training is now required in both Kentucky and West Virginia for 911 dispatchers so they can guide a caller through CPR over the phone. A new law in Virginia protects those who cannot speak for themselves. Tommy's Law is aimed specifically at protecting animals and makes cruelty to them a felony. 7 months ago, you'd be hard-pressed to find Ruby chowing down on these chicken nuggets as the 15-year-old dog was found locked in a Norfolk basement for 9 days, left to die. For the folks at the Dogs Deserve Better, an organization that rehabilitates abused, penned, or caged dogs, this law passing is a bit like Christmas.
Prior to Tommy's Law, a dog or a cat had to die as a direct result of the abuse before felony charges could be filed. Despite being tortured like Ruby, the abuser, come here girl, would only be charged with misdemeanor animal cruelty.
Tommy's Law is on the books as of yesterday, a law that ensures the charge fits the crime when it comes to animal cruelty, giving a stronger voice to the voiceless. A transportation program started in Whitley County last fall after health department officials saw a need in their communities. Now funds are running low and they fear it could be gone if they cannot find a new source. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds has more.
Locals say many people in Whitley County do not have a way to get around, meaning many people depend upon the Healthy Stops program.
Need transportation to their drug screenings and get back and forth to court and in cases to get their children back and our elderly people who need to go to the doctor.
For some people, the potential to lose the Healthy Stops program in Whitley County could be detrimental.
We live in a very rural area where usually we have to depend on family or other people to take us somewhere, and if they let us down, then we don't have a ride.
Health Department officials say the Healthy Stops program is a free transportation service for anybody in the county. It was awarded through a $10,000 grant last fall. Now they are running low on funds, which could affect the entire county.
It affects the whole community as a whole. Our whole community is interconnected that way with health and our transportation systems and our economy.
Unfortunately, the grant through WellCare is a one-time fund, causing fear they could lose the program. Lay says she is currently looking into options through the court systems and potential community partners to sustain the program. In Whitley County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, health department officials say there is a meeting later this month with community members to try and find funds for the program. A big party on Monday for one of Kentucky's national treasures. Mammoth Cave is celebrating 78 years since it was designated as a national park. Visitors got to enjoy some 1941 era trivia, watercolor painting, and a candle blowing competition. The party was a chance to celebrate the hard work it's taken to preserve the park's natural beauty.
Our hope is that people are going to be able to bring their kids or their grandkids back here and get to share the same experience they had whenever they're little and enjoy all that we have here at Mammoth Cave.
And items were loaded into a time capsule that'll be opened on the park's 100th birthday. Well, in just a few minutes, anyone wanting to see Ariana Grande live at Rupp Arena later this year will need to take some extra security measures.
And while rain chances stay relatively scattered through the 4th, they may start to increase by the end of the week. I'll track them out for you in about 3 minutes.